Angie, or After Chat with High Vibe Angie, and this is Tracy Clay.
Hello.
Are you Tracy Clay?
Oh,
Tracy Clay.
Tracy
That's
Harris
how
Woods. Tracy Harris Woods.
Tracy
Yeah,
Harris Woods.
you know me as Clay. Well, I'm Tracy. Just call me Tracy. That's,
Exactly. Tracy with
you
the
can't mess up
EY.
with that.
Tracy with the EY. So,
Yeah.
as you guys know, this is my, I don't even know which interview with phenomenal people that I know in my life and that actually know me. And so this is a corner where we kind of have fun and where people get to know you, Tracy, and other amazing people that I know in a fun way. It's not a
Mm-hmm.
serious interview. I told you, I try to coach y'all. Like,
Good.
it's not what you think. Exactly. You're looking mighty studious. Exactly. So we're gonna take a moment and just I'll ask Tracy some questions and have fun. My first question to my people is always, how do we know each other in your own words?
Gosh, I've known you since you were an embryo. How far back can I go? I've known you since
Probably
before
thought about.
you were a thought. You were a twinkle in your mother's eye. I grew up with your family, so yeah, you we were. It's funny because I mean, I'm your neighbor, cousin, big sister. All of these things rolled into one.
Everything.
But I remember the anticipation of you coming, and it was like I'm getting a little sister. We were all excited. I'm like, okay, you have enough brothers and sisters, but I'm getting one too.
Oh, I
So that's
know.
that's how far back
I know. I
we
know.
go.
I know. And she and my older sister, 'cause everybody's kind of paired together, Andrew and
Really.
Greg, and neighborhood kids and all that. But she and my older sister would take me with them and teach me bad things. No,
Well,
that's
we were
not true.
teenagers and we didn't have, that PG-13 that wasn't around then. So, when we were looking at a cute guy or we had a comment about something, we totally dismissed the fact that you were there and we just said stuff.
I
And
know.
unbeknownst to us,
It
you
matters.
you developed teenager habits as a little kid, which is terrible because, I mean, it's terrible because you knew how to say you could tell if a guy was cute or not. You like, he's what did we used to use?
Whoa.
Oh yeah, whoa, and star if it was he was extra fine, it was whoa star. It was so stupid but hilarious, and we were dead serious. Ooh,
Yeah.
whoa!
Yeah.
And so
What did I
at a
know?
young age, you knew how to uh determine if a guy was cute. And we would look at you like, it's true, Angie. It was terrible. Terrible. You would never let Khalees be around you and your
No.
girlfriend.
Because
Never.
I know. I
You were
because I get it exactly.
you
My
you were
husband's
schooled at
like,
a
you're
young
a
age.
helicopter mom. Yes, I am. For good reasons. Hello. And when you guys
You
weren't bad, it wasn't,
we
y'all
weren't
weren't like
bad, and
deep
we
cuts
didn't
or
swear
it
around or
wasn't
anything
nothing
like
bad.
that. But we
Yeah,
were just teenagers,
really.
and yeah, and you just happened to be there, and you just happened to
Yeah.
be the aftermath of us hanging around with us.
But like I said, it wasn't like you guys had me cussing or nothing bad. You know what
No,
I mean? Yeah, it was just
it
regular
was just,
teenage
yeah, teenage talk, but
boy stuff.
nothing you needed to know. But hey, it is what it is. I'm sorry, Miss Parker.
I had
It's
sorry,
all,
Parker.
we made you like Angie like your shoes.
Exactly. It's
Hmm.
all good.
Make sure my
Okay.
sound
Well,
is
let's
off.
get
Okay,
to the
good.
first question. I know you have a time schedule.
Oh, good.
Yeah, a little bit.
No, go ahead. Talk to me,
Okay.
girl.
Anyway, so what city were you born in?
Born and raised in Portland, Oregon.
So you were born and raised in Portland, Oregon.
Yes,
Okay. Now, where
literally.
did your family migrate from? Your grandmother?
My grandmother is from Louisiana,
Really?
Lake Charles, Louisiana, little town in Louisiana. And then my grandfather was from Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah. Ooh, been to both places.
So yeah, so southern folks. And I think the story is that they met when my grandmother moved to Portland, because my grandfather had come out here because his older brother was out here.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I think he came out here to work, and so
Yeah.
that's so my family has probably been in Portland since probably the 40s.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, 'cause, yeah, my mom was born here. So yeah, in the 40s.
Wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow. That's
Small family though, very small family here. Immediate, were my
yeah.
grandparents.
Somebody just followed a sibling or whatever, and you guys
Yes.
created your own nucleus. Yeah.
Yeah, what's funny is my grandmother's brothers all moved to Houston.
After
So I
they
think
moved to Portland.
no, 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 they didn't move to Portland. They moved to Houston. So I think initially my grandmother moved with them to Houston, and then she ended up coming to Portland. I don't know how that trail even
See,
happened.
I wish she was still with us. We would have known
Yes,
what to
I know.
ask.
Because you know how people pass down stuff, and it's like, I don't know, I just moved there because it was this and that was, and I'm like,
She probably followed some dude. Like
I know, you
my freshman
don't
year
know.
of college, following some. You know what I'm saying?
Like, whoa, no
Like,
joking.
wow. Exactly. Exactly. What? The
No, but
Great
I don't
Northwest it
know.
is.
And then you think back then, people were coming to work at the shipyards,
Yeah.
and I don't know what other kind of industry people, when Black people were migrating to leaving the South.
Northwest and leaving the
So I
South.
don't know what brought her here. I wish I would have asked that. When
I
you're a kid, you're
know.
like, hey, what time is dinner? And
Well,
you don't think
sometimes
about
you just don't
that
think
download.
to ask. Yeah. Sometimes you
Hmm.
just don't think to ask. Just like now. And I think I started asking mom stuff at like 44, right before dad passed. And
Hmm.
and even then she was like, why? You know,
I don't feel
because
like I've answered enough questions.
well, I mean, I probably am the only child that has asked her questions like I ask
Hmm.
questions. Other
Hmm.
kids, they don't question, you know what I'm saying? They just,
Right.
mom's great, and she is. However, I ask questions. So
In
that would
that
have been an
backstory.
awesome question. That would have been great to find out
I
how
wish
she
I
got
would have. My grandmother passed when I was 22.
there. Dang. So I was young. I just remember her sitting
Yeah,
on our steps, resting, coming from Leonard's.
right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I wish I would. There's some things I asked her when she was younger, but then um, I think I just spent more time just enjoying her, and it was the day to day thing. She
Yeah.
taught me little things here and there that I remember, but I wish I would have sat and just written down like, so
Yeah.
what was it like, and how did you get here, and stuff. And so I'm asking my mom those questions now,
That's
like,
right.
how did she get here? How did that happen? When did
That's
they,
right.
and so it's just
Yeah, what
putting the
story do
puzzle,
you know, Shirley?
right, putting the puzzle pieces together. If
That's
she
right.
hears it, she's gonna come find you, calling her Shirley.
Oh,
But all right.
Miss Shirley. Well, uh, I'm no for real. I didn't even think like, oh, she'll be
No,
watching this.
no,
Miss
I'm just
Shirley.
saying, but she
I
gonna like,
know, Miss Shirley. I
yeah,
know. I
you can
would,
call
I
me.
would never.
I know.
I
Because
would never.
I only call your mom that when I'm calling her and she can't hear me. I go,
Exactly. Exactly.
and she goes, she,
My mom might be a little bit more cool than yours on that
oh
tip.
no, your mom, she laughs.
She'll
She
laugh.
laughs. Because we and Charmin used to do it all the time. We used to go, and she go, she would go, I know you're not calling by my name. And then she would bust out laughing. That was, and I know
Exactly.
I'm going on a rabbit trail, but your mom was so cool and so relatable when we were at that pivotal age where we were, questioning stuff.
Uh,
She would sit down and let us talk to her. And the thing that was the coolest about your mom, she'd go, girl. And I thought that was cool that she was talking to us on our level, but then she was just giving us that mom wisdom. I mean, she was
yeah.
always but she was so fun and lighthearted.
Yeah.
And I know she got
Like,
on you guys because you guys were kids, and I could do no wrong
not
probably.
really.
But
I mean, not really. Yeah,
she
yeah.
was just easy to talk to. I mean, and she would
Easy.
talk about everything, and it wasn't like anything was off limits. And that was one of the things and it's different when somebody else, when this, probably when, well, no, she was talking to me and Charmin, so she was talking to her daughter
Yeah,
and me
exactly.
at the
Right.
same time. But just her easiness and how she conversated with us,
Yeah. That's what,
our conversations was
yeah.
just so easy, and it was like, man, she
Yeah.
was so cool, and it was so easy to just say, can we did it ask you a question, girl, I don't care. It was funny that she called us girl because I was
I
like,
want to be like that. I want to be
mhm.
like. I have to work at that because I'm not. I'm far from my mom.
It's like, I'm your mother, I'm not talking about that with you, go
No,
yeah.
that's not the case because I find myself being more frank and open with my daughter because my mom, as open and easy as she was to talk to, a lot of stuff
Mhm.
just wasn't frank or
Oh,
I'm just saying, even if it's talking about starting your period or just being more open just about certain things.
right.
Or each child is different too. You know what I
And
mean?
then when you came along, she was tired. You're the eighth child. She was like,
Here, here, here,
go ask one of your sisters.
here.
Go ask your brother. I'm tired. I've asked all the questions that I'm gonna ask.
Exactly.
Answer.
Read a notebook. Read Tracey and them notes. What?
And sorry, I'm going on a rabbit hole, so I'm gonna let you stay focused. I'll be
Oh
good.
no, but that's what this is about as well. You know, especially when you do know someone, it goes beyond the questions. I mean,
Oh
honestly
yeah,
and
that's
truly, I
true.
believe with all of the interviews except for one, there will have to be part twos
Yeah.
because a lot of them we do just go and talk. It's fun. I mean, it's great.
Hmm.
How
I
often we talk or we communicate, but then sometimes, like whenever I ask you, even where were you born? You could have been
mhm.
born in Mississippi and then came to Portland when you were two. You know what I mean? I
That would
don't
be.
know.
I could have made up something. You would have been like, really? I was like,
I
yeah.
would have.
And then one of your siblings would have said, she lied.
Lying.
She, she comes from Portland, around the corner from us.
Quit being so
Don't
gullible.
be so gullible. And then you call me back
Exactly.
hollering at me. How you going? Oh yeah.
I would
Me
have.
and Angie.
I would have waited until the part two. Waited until part two and be like,
What
so
you
you know
not
where?
gonna do next time is
Look, what this is horrible. Question number two.
mhm,
Um, wait, okay, so that was kind of covered. Wait, where your mother was born there too? That was question
yes.
number two.
Mhm,
Your favorite
mhm.
subject in high school?
Music.
Really? Yeah, and y'all have music
Well,
like
I
that.
mean, actually, I take that back. I take that back. I would have to say I loved English. I love
Really?
words. Yeah, I loved English. I love words, but I also love music. So I think a lot of the
Mhm.
things that I really enjoyed was the teacher
Yeah,
made it engaging.
yeah,
So I mean, math, that was not my jam.
yeah.
Um, but I definitely did love English, and I was interested in history. too.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, I just it was kind of a hodgepodge of things, but
Yeah.
music was always at my heart. But I have a thing with words. I love learning new vocab
No,
words.
no,
That kind of
yeah,
stuff. So
yeah.
um, it music became more of a focus as I got older because I started gravitating towards that. But yeah, I'd say I liked English and I loved like social studies, that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Which
Who
is weird.
knew? See?
Who knew?
See what I'm saying? See
Hmm.
y'all? I mean, honestly, who knew? Were you bullied or the bully?
I think I was I wasn't the bully because I think I was and I think I told you before we started.
Yeah, yeah,
I had buck teeth
yeah,
and big old overbite, and so I was very self-conscious.
yeah,
And so I think when I would be teased, it would just grate me. And then sometimes I would lash out because of I don't talk about me,
that's
and
right.
so that teasing. So
Yeah,
I think that was a source of pain for me. And
yeah,
then when I got braces,
yeah,
I felt like, okay, now I can be like everybody else,
yeah.
which is weird. I mean, but
Oh no.
that mindset, as a
Yeah,
kid, and it wasn't like everybody teased me,
yeah.
but when certain people would tease me, my brother used to tease me all the time. So I was
You
like,
don't count.
ugh. And so then when other people would tease me, I'm like, well, you don't get a right. I mean, you don't get to do that, but people
Yeah,
did it, and it
yeah,
is what it is. But I was always nice to people. I never was like
yeah.
uh
Hinge or nothing.
mean to people because I thought I don't want to be treated like that because
Yeah.
you know.
You
But
know
after I
who
got my
else?
braces, they kind of gave me a confidence, and that's when it stopped. It was funny because before that it was like this thing, but then
Yeah,
after that it kind of people saw me differently. I think it was I don't know.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's just
Shallow
how it
Hal.
is. Exactly, and that's just how it is. But overall, like you said, you didn't want to bully. Sometimes it happens, because you know
Hmm.
how it feels, or
Hmm.
it's maybe just not in your personality.
Right.
However, you just turned it around. Or the braces, you didn't know what the braces were gonna do for you.
Man, they were like magically delicious. It was like, you got braces. What
Exactly.
means you're on your way to looking like everybody else.
Exactly. No, I wish I had braces. My teeth. Well, I did. I did.
You did.
I did, but I didn't wear my retainer. Not even that, no, because they were fine. But then my wisdom teeth grew in.
Yeah, same here. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah. Look at that. Exactly. It's okay. I'm gonna do something about that.
it's the
Anyway,
circle of life.
it
Circle.
is.
No,
It really is. Next question. Your biggest regret?
not finishing college. That's one of my biggest regrets because it was I started, at first I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then I started
Hmm.
and I squandered the time.
Yeah.
I didn't take it seriously.
Yeah.
I just thought, it's high school, you get your social on, but I don't think I had a real focus.
That's right.
And I totally think that I should have went away to school to experience
Mhm.
something different.
Yeah.
Because I didn't take advantage of preparing myself. You have the school counselor, and yeah, this is the kind of things, but I think I needed a little more
Yeah.
focus on what do you want to do?
That's
Because
right.
it's funny because when I was younger, I wanted to be a dentist. I
Wow.
had, because of my teeth, I was obsessed with a straight smile and how that could change.
Wow.
And and I always wanted to do that. But then math wasn't my love.
Yeah.
But I wish I would have, if that's what I really wanted to pursue, I wish I would have stuck with it. But when I went to school, me and your sister, we were in school and we were there because we were supposed to be there, but I
Amen.
don't think we had a real focus.
Yeah.
And so I stayed for what, a year and a half,
Yeah.
and then I stopped.
Yeah.
And a I was a start and stop because I just didn't know what I wanted to do. So I went to it was called Portland Paramedical. It was you can learn how to be a dental assistant, nursing assistant,
Yeah.
or X-ray or whatever, that kind of stuff. It was like one of those kind of
Yeah. Tech
uh,
schools.
yeah, tech schools, and I did that. And I started doing interns with the dental office, and
Wow.
I can't even recall.
Yeah.
My focus was all over the place, and then music started becoming a thing,
Yeah.
but I just didn't have the discipline to stick with it. So that would be the thing that I was just like um, following through. Now I'm like, I don't need it now, but that
Yeah.
was one of the regrets I had. It's like because I can always go back,
Of
but
course.
it's like
Yeah. Yeah. Like what?
now, like, if I do, maybe I'll take some focus classes
Yeah.
to enhance what I'm doing.
That's right.
But yeah,
I know.
that was one of the things. Like, dang it, and I think it's more, the regrets is like the start and stop. It's like, why didn't I follow through?
Yeah.
Why didn't I finish that?
Yeah.
Or it's for some reason, maybe it's the fear, maybe it's financial,
Yeah.
maybe it's you just
I don't
need
even
something.
think back then it was financial.
Yeah,
Like,
well, and
you don't
that
even
was
think
that was
about
the
it.
thing.
You still could have ended up with that.
Yeah.
Like if you just would have went. No, I'm just saying like if I totally understand. Like I
Mhm.
went to like 5 colleges. The first one I
Yeah.
followed my boyfriend. It went to
Mhm.
Texas. I don't know if you remember that. I went to
Yes.
Texas, but that didn't last long, and then I came back and went to all the PCCs. And then I went to Warner Pacific. And I just went, I knew that's what I was supposed to do.
Supposed to do.
That's why I'm like, exactly. However, now I'm literally enrolled into like Georgia State. It's really Georgia
Awesome.
Perimeter to be the associates and then go on to Georgia State the 4 year.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
I'm going to be like the next Ayala Van Zant. But I know what I want. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's going to be debt free. You know what I mean? The
And
Lord
and
told me,
sometimes, oh, sorry, my phone.
you're fine. See,
Let
I
me stop
told
this.
you.
I don't know. I know. Doggone it. And sorry, I'm not trying to shut it
I
up.
did a phone
So
check.
yeah, but I think that it was I think I needed a mentor to
Yeah,
help guide me
I don't say
because
you needed your guidance counselor at high school
I,
to like
and no
place
fault to no fault to my grandmother because she
yeah.
was just
No,
trying to make sure that we were taken care of.
yeah.
And my uncle had went to college. He was at
Hey,
University of Oregon. Yeah, Nat. He had Nathaniel. He was at University of Oregon,
yeah,
and he was on his way. And stuff
yeah,
happens.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I wish I would have had a mentor because I think
yeah.
that would have totally changed the trajectory. I can't speak
It's okay.
trajectory
Yeah,
of where I was going to go. But
that's right. Then again,
yeah, you
again,
just never know. You never know. Life experience has it's what rewards is rewards. I can't rewards
You can.
rewards as well.
You are.
Rewards.
Yeah. Well, the way that you went, that's just like even myself. I ended up getting the school that I graduated from, the cosmetology school. They called me
Mm-hmm.
back and they
That's
wanted me to be an educator. They paid for that. So in
mm-hmm.
my profession, I have my bachelor's and my master's, but at the same time now, and plus, besides up until months ago, I had no desire to go to school. I knew
Yeah.
I didn't need. I still know I don't need a degree. I want
Right.
a degree. I want
Right.
one. I want to see. I want to complete it, like what you're saying. I
Mm-hmm.
also want to do it for Khalees, um,
Yeah.
and then I just want that extra, that piece behind me for where I'm going. But that's
Absolutely.
now. I'm 47. I'm 47, Tracy.
I'm 57. I was 10 when you were born. I'll be 58
So
in July. This
You
month.
and Jeff are the same because we're 10 years apart. Yeah,
Yeah.
you and Jeff, and then Tambra and I are
No,
10 years. She's below.
that's right. No,
Yeah,
me and Charmin are the same, our same
same
age.
age.
Yeah.
And then Malcolm, we're three. Yeah,
Yeah.
but Jeff and I are 10. You and I didn't know you and I were 10. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because no, but you just turned 57, so I'm actually 11.
47, boo.
Oh yeah. Okay. No, I'm saying I'm 57. No, I think we're
Just
11 because I turned 58 in 3 weeks.
coming up. I know, I know. Doesn't it seem like just words though?
It
Like
does.
honestly, it does seem like words. I mean, it's really nothing but
Just a
seriously the grace
number.
of God that
Because I still feel like me.
we're still healthy, looking decent, feeling decent. Yeah, in our right minds. Nothing really tragic has happened. That's a blessing, you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Seriously.
You better
So
preach, Angie Parker. Angie Parker Yoakum.
that's high vibe, Andrew. You, honey.
APY.
Sister APY. But
I'm
no,
sorry. High five.
but no, I mean honestly, we are blessed. People say
Yeah.
it, but we're
Absolutely.
blessed to be where we are today,
Hmm.
saying these numbers, and it's like, what?
Yeah. Because a lot of people, I just think about a lot of people just haven't made it to this age. And I'm like,
Or
wow,
you see
take
them
it for
like,
granted.
wow, hard
Hmm.
life, or just
Yeah.
life. So thank you, Lord.
Hmm.
Um, do you have a bucket list?
No, but there are things that I want to do, and it's like fun stuff. Like I want to, well, I've done whitewater rafting. That was one thing.
Really, I have
Yeah.
never.
I've been to the Grammys. I,
Whoa.
I've been to Carnegie Hall. I sang there but I was with someone, but I've
Oh,
been, so, I mean, I've traveled a lot of different countries.
what's your
Um,
favorite country? I think that's on there.
I would say London. I loved London, but I do love my heat. I love my Caribbean. So I would say, um, heat wise, I love Mexico because it's just fun. I mean, there's so
Me
many things. I
too.
love Cozumel was like my
Oh,
favorite.
wow.
Yeah, but I like London. I think that was one of the first places no, I think London was the first place I went out of the country.
Okay.
This is that, yeah, and I thought it was cool. I thought just the vibe of it, the people were nice. I want to go and but I really want to go to Italy. That is like Italy and Greece
Never been.
are one of my
Yeah.
are one of my bucket lists. But I don't really have like written down. There's things that I'd love to do in life, and more about enjoying life. That's my bucket list. Enjoying life and whatever that brings.
Yeah.
Then I mean, if there's something that's opportunity, you jump on it.
Yeah.
I think that's my mindset about bucket list because you can always do
Yeah.
things, but like what are the big things? And
Yeah. I
so I
think
just
you
think
should write
about,
it down though. I
yeah,
think you should write it down.
yeah, I will. I
I,
will.
no,
It's funny
seriously.
because when I at work when I've planned retirement parties, I said, well, what's your bucket list or what give I always have like a kind of a thing set up and write down for the retiree what are some things to add to their bucket list, kind
Yeah.
of some ideas of what they can experience. So I
Yeah.
should do that for myself.
I
Yeah.
think so. I think so.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because you have great things. I've been almost up. I have, well, the Dove. I've never been to a Dove, but trumpet. Uh,
I've been to the Dove too.
See, I haven't been to that, but I think Grammy
Forgot about
is the
that.
biggest. Yeah, that
Mhm.
Dove is definitely the largest for gospel.
Yeah,
Just your
yeah,
category,
yeah.
and Grammy. I mean, Grammy is pretty big. I've been to some award shows, but I haven't been to the Grammys. I'm
It
sorry.
was it was very
It
cool.
has to be amazing.
Yeah, it was cool because I got to wear a fabulous
Of
dress, and
course, you went
I
to
was
the
just,
Grammys.
I know, but no, but I would, because I grew up watching it on TV and
Oh,
going, "Hey, Stevie Wonder," and now then we get a chance to go, and I'm like, "This is not happening. This is not happening. This is the coolest thing." And I
look
was so
around
shy.
Stevie's
I
screen.
didn't want to bug anybody and say hi and stuff. I was
Are
just
you
like,
crazy? Well, I'm not starstruck, but I'm
"No,
definitely gonna be.
I'm not starstruck," and that's the thing because I don't go,
Tracy,
"Oh my
I'm like
God."
this.
Yeah, because I mean, Stevie Wonder's my favorite,
Well, we
and
saw
I still was like, and I'm like, "Oh my God, there he is!" Because
remember we
at
saw them
Karis's
together,
wedding, he was sitting right, like, here's
right? Both
the
in front of
aisle.
both of us.
No, he was
You and
sitting, and
Dad. Me,
I
you
was
and
like,
Dad. Like right there at the piano, like Stevie Wonder serenading our
but before,
girl.
but before that, he was sitting literally. Here's an aisle. I'm here, and he's right across there, and I could not focus on the wedding. Sorry, Karison. Like,
Mike.
and I was like this like the whole time going,
They don't.
"Oh,
They did it. They gave us
oh."
the ultimate starstruckness. I know. I know. He was right there.
I got demoed by Stevie Wonder, and I wasn't mad
I know.
because I was supposed to sing another song or something like that, and he ended up singing. I was like, I don't care.
Like,
I
please,
was like this,
please, and thank you. And then Dad was there.
but
Stan, well, we were all there, but it was like,
Angie, I'm so mad that I didn't say anything now after the fact. Well, because it's funny because the reason why I went to the Grammys is because I was on a compilation CD with Stevie Wonder for Motown. It was called Motown Comes Home, and it was like meaning comes home, like back to your roots.
yeah,
So it had the Temptations singing about their testimony, and it had who else? Boyz II Men was on there,
oh
Smokey
wow,
Robinson, Shanice.
Shanice,
Yeah, Shanice
Shanice,
was on there.
I like your
Stevie.
smile.
Yeah, it was the who's who, and then a
Yeah,
friend of ours, Frank Wilson, who did some wrote like Baby Love for the Supremes. He worked at Motown back in the day. He was a
yeah.
writer, and he was the one that that introduced us to this whole project. It was funny because we met him through Pastor Henry Greenidge. They were friends. So just
Life,
life and how you
connections,
meet
and
people.
growing up.
And so me being on this CD was like, oh my gosh, because the way the song was recorded, sorry, I'm all over the place. The
No,
way the song was recorded was um, on this one song, there was several people singing on it. And I sung a part, and then after me, Stevie Wonder's voice comes in. I
oh,
don't know if you remember, and I was just like, and I
I'm
didn't know
about
how
to
they
go
were gonna,
find out if I remember.
yeah, I didn't know how they were gonna arrange the song because you just
Wow,
everybody sings it through and they pick
smart,
out the
smart.
best parts. And
Wow.
when I heard the finished product, I was like, because we weren't all in the same room when
Of
we
course,
all were at
well,
separate
people don't
times.
know, but yeah.
And so I recorded mine, and I was like, oh my God, Stevie Wonder. I mean, we're in the same room, but
So what?
like these are on the same song.
His voice is after mine. But no, but guess what? In your
I'm
world,
done. I dropped the mic. I'm like,
but
I'm
guess
good.
what? It's just like in your world, that is big. That is like God
It
tapping
was
you on your
exciting.
shoulder. That's like the people's hair that I've done. Like
Hmm.
even when you think it's over, you can give up, or you feel in a rut with hair, music, or whatever. God always taps you on the shoulder and throws these things like, what?
Your gift will make room for you.
Totally and
And
completely.
when it's for you,
It's for you.
there's not going to be anybody else in the it's no, we
No,
want her.
it's
We
for
want
you.
you. We want, yeah, this is
Yes,
for
Tracy.
you. And so
Yes, Tracy. I mean, because you think about it, you think about this world and with
mhm,
music and with hair and whatever profession anybody does when they do some big things, even if you don't realize it with major people, you were
mhm,
picked out of this whole world to
because
be
of
just period.
your uniqueness or whatever you
Favor,
want.
honey. Favor
Yeah,
ain't fair, baby.
I think, and when you look back on that, it's like, wow, I felt, it's not luck, it's not
Mhm.
chance, it was by design.
It was God. He already knew. Why we
Yeah.
talking about not finishing college? People wish. We talking about Italy and you know what I'm saying? Come on. Like
Life experience, like I've said, life experience is a good thing too. But
real.
just those opportunities that come, because I don't take those things for granted. And I'm like, oh yeah, I've done this and done this. And it's
Yeah,
not to brag, but as you know,
real.
when you're talking, it's like, oh my gosh, I did do
I
that.
did do that.
And I think that's the time sometimes I downplay because I don't want people to think I'm all, because I don't think that about myself.
Same.
But I've had the opportunity because um, I sing
You're
to
talented.
do some cool stuff.
Amazing.
And it's like, thank you, Lord. I
Yeah.
had no idea
No.
where I was going to go, but because of the music, the creativity side, it has taken me places where I didn't have to pay for it. Like London was my first place out of,
No.
I didn't have to pay for that. It was like
You hear me? No. But really, no. Like, no. Absolutely not.
going to Japan to sing. I mean,
Ever.
there's wonderful opportunities out there, and it's just when it's for you, it's for you. And
Yeah.
that's all I can say.
And it really is a blessing, like I said, to be chosen out of the whole world, to
Mhm.
have your craft paid for and funded and
Mhm. Or
to
recognize you
to
don't
be
even.
around rubbing elbows in the room at the table. No one
Mhm.
has to know, but when we know, like you said, then we I call it like that fake martyrism, just being a fake mom called it fake humility.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, oh,
well, I mean, but it's real. That is
yeah.
how we feel because we don't like to boast and brag, but it doesn't have to
Right.
be boasting and bragging. But this is real. This has happened, and this is our
Mhm.
testimony, and this is how God can bless you. It depends
Right.
on how you twist it. We can be like, yeah, I did that.
Right.
Yeah.
And right. Go. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish
No,
your
you're fine.
And it's funny because out of that particular opportunity, the reason why I was at the Grammys was because we were nominated for a Grammy for this compilation CD. I know there's a lot of other people, but
You were
I
there.
was a part of a Grammy nominated
You were
CD.
invited.
And I was invited, and
You
I
were
was just like,
invited.
this is not happening. This is
But
not
God
happening.
knew for you that's what you needed for you. You understand what I'm saying? Like that he knew on that level that needs to be a part of your bucket list.
And it's funny because it's like all these years, it's like, sitting here watching, going, ooh, one day it would be so cool. It would be so cool. And then to experience it, I was like,
Invited.
this,
I
I was,
got tickets to where it's like, well, if I did your hair, I know your hairstylist ain't here.
goodbye.
Stellar Awards. I'm just saying, different award. Trumpet. I don't even
Mhm.
know how I got there. Carol and I were there at the Trumpet Awards together. I went by
Uh-huh.
myself, but overall, it's just like I don't even know how I was in the room. But
Right.
music is not even my thing. I now that I break stuff down, it's like no, I do like VIP. I do like that life. I do. I do.
I
I
do like first class.
I
I
love
enjoy
first
it.
class. That was coming next. I wasn't gonna say it. I do. What's wrong with that?
Nothing. And it's funny because you go, dang,
I
you
like
know,
it.
the God provides what he provides. And you just,
Yes.
and it's not to say, I've been in this, but no,
No.
he provided this. Just enjoy it
Thank
while
you.
you're there, wherever it is, whatever the
Absolutely.
opportunity is. Just take a moment to go, wow, this is really cool. Thank you, God.
That would be called being present.
Hmm.
Being present.
Hmm.
That would, I mean, like, in so much of, so like I feel like a corner, I wasn't present because it was my life. And that's
Hmm.
what I was
Hmm.
doing. Especially,
Hmm.
when I was Star Kingston doing hair or whatever, and it was never any fabulousness or whatever, but that was my life. When I was doing the basketball players' hair and playoffs, I mean, that it was
But
not much to think about.
it's relationships you established in
Yeah,
that. So it's
to
like you
stay.
think about those relationships in the word of mouth with hair. Oh,
True.
so and so, oh, she's excellent. Oh, and then
Yeah,
that just brings opportunities. And if you're
yeah,
a genuinely nice person,
yes.
those blessings come to you
Scary.
because people are saying, "Oh no, I love her. She's
Yeah,
professional.
Yes.
She'll cut me if I'm late. No,
Yeah. Yeah.
but no,
Yeah.
you're professional, you're
Just
fun,
just a
you do
good jab. I
good
wouldn't.
work, and you start and you now you start doing that when you were a kid. Who
14.
would have
Remember
thought
to
that that would
grandma's
be?
house. Hours. Hours. But I mean, God
Yeah,
wouldn't have it any other way.
I
He
know.
set us up like like even with you and singing and your
Mhm.
life. Like when did that start? When did that start? It's a question.
Um,
I can start. Wait, I'm marking these off. You
my
answer.
mom's a singer, and my grandmother sang,
Yeah.
but and so as a kid, I gravitated towards it. And then in school, I would, get in. I wanted, get in the little music classes and stuff. But I started singing seriously. Well,
Yeah.
mom pulled me in. I was 15, and
Oh.
she was doing a commercial for Meyer and Frank, which is now
Oh.
Macy's,
Yeah.
and I sang on that commercial with her, and that was like,
Oh.
I get paid to do this. I didn't have
Yeah.
to, because that was what my mom did. So that's how I started doing
Wow.
commercial studio stuff from my mom introducing me to
Even
that.
been familiar
So
with it. Even
and
been familiar with it.
that became a part of, and then singing, I was shy. I mean, I practiced at home all the time and sang to everything and knew a million songs in every genre, but I started getting the bug. I think I really started saying, I really love this probably in high school.
Cool.
When I started getting into choirs and stuff, I started really enjoying music and finding a love for singing
Yeah.
even more. But before I was like, I like to sing, but I don't want anybody to know I sing. And then
Yeah.
I would do like little bits and pieces, and people go, "Oh, you have a nice voice." And I'm like, and I didn't believe it, because I'm
Not
in my
true.
head, I'm telling myself, it's okay. It ain't like
No.
you're
Our fake low self-esteem.
it's not like you're Donna Summer, because I mean Donna Summer was my girl back in the day. It's not like you're this or that, but yeah. And so I started getting more experience. Hey, can you sing? And I'm like, you want me to sing? Okay, sure.
Wow.
And I just started doing it. And but before I was so nervous, but now, and when you're younger and you're starting out, you care about what everybody thinks.
Yes.
And at a certain age, I was like, okay, I know that I have, this is what my ability is,
That's
and then
right.
this is what God gives you.
Yeah.
And that's how I look at um, uh, talents. Like this is my
That's
contribution,
right.
and then what God gives me
It's
is.
unmeasurable. Yeah.
And so when people respond to you, it's
Yeah.
not they're responding to you; they're responding to what God has put
In you.
that extra sauce.
That's right. That's right.
That's And so people come to me and go, "Oh my gosh, you," and I'm like, "What did I?" And I'm thinking, "What did I do?" Clueless. I'm just singing, but
Exactly.
God, as it was a
Cultivating.
process,
Yeah.
and then me practicing and just um, practicing the craft
Yeah.
and becoming serious about it, and then starting to be invited. Hey, can you sing with us? Or hey,
Right.
can you do some vocals here? And I'm like,
Okay.
sure. And
Okay.
that's how the house started, kind of word of mouth, like, oh, she can do these things and let's get her and stuff. So, and I was a sponge for that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
what do you want me to sing? Do you know harmonies? Because I used to practice listening to the Bee Gees
But not crazy
and
though. Like
Earth, Wind, and
your
Fire.
practice, all your nervous, not low self-esteem, but lack of confidence, even behind the closed door stuff. All that practice, really. That's all
And
rehearsing.
my ear was tuned to, my ear was tuned to the harmonies. So that's listening to like radio was where I learned how to pick out the alto part, the tenor part, and the soprano part and sing them all. And I'm
But that's
like,
not even normal, Tracy.
yes, it is.
I don't
You
listen to the radio. You being funny? Because I'm
know,
like, no,
well,
ma'am.
no, I mean, some people, I know I think it was just,
No, it's not. That's your gift. That's a part of your talent. Who listens to the radio for harmonies? Now we like it, or that might tug at our heart, but I'm not listening for the harmonies and
and that
alto.
stuff, I was just like, ooh, that's cool. Ooh, that's cool. I wonder if I can do that. And so I used to practice that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Probably drove my grandmother crazy because I'm like in the back, trying to sing. Ooh.
But no, she
But
probably was proud because she can sing. Remember at the
yeah,
block
and
party
she
that
was
one
a,
year at like
mm-hmm,
Howard's next door to our house, and you
mm-hmm.
and your grandmother sang. You guys
And
would
she had
sing
that rich tenor voice.
that
Oof.
grown.
And so did your mom. I used to tell your mom
Oh
she sounded
yeah.
like Olivia Adams.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. Which would be even more. I don't know because you're in the industry, but Tony Braxton. I'm saying that
Mhm.
deep,
That deep
that
contralto.
man,
Yeah.
woman, grown.
That's what your mom had. She had that grown woman
Oh,
voice. Oh,
after yeah, just that, but
oh.
it's still womanly, but
Mm-hmm.
deep. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Music's been a part of my life all my life. And it's funny because we can move on, but my mom used to make she made me learn the Lord's Prayer. And
Hey,
I was singing soprano, my mom sung alto, my grandma sung tenor. And I had to do harmony first with them before I can go out and
wow.
play. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I want to go
But
outside and play.
look at who you doing that with now.
Making Taylor do it, and
Oh,
when I'm around young
that was
people,
it. That
kind
was
of
it.
grooming them, teaching them.
Taylor. That was it. I see y'all. Who's it happening to? Who's little Tracy? Who's the
Right.
real little Tracy?
And it's funny because
I
my
love
mom was
Tracy.
a straight ahead jazz singer, real at first when I was younger, she was kind of singing a little bit of R&B stuff, but she
Really?
kind of gravitated towards, jazz. That was her
Yeah.
thing.
That
And
is
then I was more pop, R&B,
gospel.
whatever's on the radio. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
I know, I'm good. And
Yeah.
then Taylor is more
Show.
Broadway, uh,
Show.
theater.
Yeah.
Um, she
Yeah.
knows the jazz stuff too
Yeah.
because her grandfather would kind of groom her with the jazz stuff too. So we're all three
Wait,
different.
her grandfather.
Yeah, my dad. So
Yes.
would play the jazz and
Yes.
Ella Fitzgerald, and so he taught
Ow.
her how to do that stuff. So she has a combination of all of those things, and then I have the gospel. So it's the gospel, the R&B, the
Absolutely.
pop, and
Music.
that was a part of myself.
Look, music.
Mm-hmm.
Period. She's
Music.
yeah, music.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it was your first singing gig, your mom. That's
Mm-hmm.
this was question 20. And
Okay.
and mind you, we're on in real life, we're only on 7.
Okay.
And then all the way down to when did you know you could sing? So that kind of wrapped out. That took
Yeah.
oh well, what did you answer that? When you knew you could sing? When did you know you could sing?
I don't know if I really thought about, oh, I can sing. I just knew that I loved to, and I knew that people started to pay attention to it. And so I don't know if I was like, oh, I can sing, but and it's always weird because I'm always like, people say you sing. I'm like, yeah, I do, but I don't want to say, oh, I never say
That's
I'm
right.
good. Or I just,
That's right.
it's weird for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
But I think when I started knowing that this was something that I did, well, when people start paying to have you do it, that's when you
Yeah.
know
There's something here.
I have something. There's something there, and people like it,
Yeah.
and this. So I don't know if I would have to say
What age do
probably.
you think?
I think I probably was in my 20s, mid 20s, when I started singing with New Shoes. They
Oh,
had asked me to sing,
little
but
baby,
before,
I can't wait. Yeah. Oh, that was a god.
yes,
That's still they still. You can go in the shoe stores. They still play that
they play that song
song.
24/7. I think that was when I realized that okay,
Yeah, there's something
I I could do some I could do a little something.
nice. That's fun. I remember that. Oh,
But
baby.
but Angie, before that, I had auditioned for I think it was Quarter Flash. I think it was my first like real
What is
audition,
that?
but it was a local group in Portland, and they were really popular. Remember that song? I'm gonna harden my heart,
Oh,
gonna swallow
all
my
my
tears.
tears.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so I auditioned with them, and I was a hot mess. They probably I don't remember, but I remember I didn't come prepared. I didn't know what to
Oh,
expect. I was afraid.
yeah.
This was in my early 20s. I was afraid, and I didn't know
Yeah.
how to show what I could do.
Yeah.
I knew I could do it, but I didn't know how to show it.
Afraid and
And
untrained.
so, yeah, well, yeah, I think I know I was afraid to be assertive.
That's right.
and I didn't know where my role was. Now I'd be like, okay, something alto, you sing it, you know, I would just
That's
kind of
right.
put it
That's
out there.
right. No, for real.
But
For real.
then I was like, and that was my first foray into like starting to do that. And I was like, I didn't come off well because I wasn't chosen. And I understand why, because
Thank God.
I didn't put my best foot forward. I was
But
like,
you went out for it, but you did it.
yeah. And I was all, what do I do?
But that's a part of it though. You know what I mean? That's
now?
part of it.
Yeah, that is true.
How could you even know what it's like to be that scared, untrained, unprepared, or not? You know, like what did you know? But you were there.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah,
there.
and I learned from that, like, okay, no, if you want to do this, and
That's
people
right.
are calling you
Let's
to
do it.
ask you to provide a service,
That's
you
right.
better come with it. And so I was like, okay,
Yeah.
not trying to be cocky, but I'm like, I'm gonna make sure I'm listening, I'm watching, and I watched other singers, and that was a key for me, because I think a lot of times as a singer, you got to learn what it feels like to be in the background. You got to learn how to blend. You got to learn how to be a team player and watch.
Yeah.
And so I did a lot of watching. I was behind the scenes watching, doing stuff so I could learn, so that when I was asked to be up front, I would understand exactly how it all works.
Yeah.
And so I was a student to that stuff. I was a sponge to that stuff, man.
But look at you, you say you like history and social studies and stuff.
I do.
Look at them glasses, y'all. I'm about to take mine.
Girl, I can recite the preamble.
Look at them studious classes, y'all. We didn't know.
Right. But it's funny because I just said the preamble, but I remember watching Schoolhouse Rock. Remember back in the day, Schoolhouse Rock?
What?
I mean, all that history stuff, I'd be like, I'm gonna learn that. So I know the
Johnny, get your adverbs here in the Schoolhouse Rock and
Schoolhouse Rock.
I'm just a bill. In that Schoolhouse Rock.
I'm only a bill, and I'm sitting
look
here.
How what we were learning back then.
Huh?
Look how they were teaching us how. You know what? I'm gonna do Schoolhouse Rock.
Honestly, seriously, the kids growing up in the 70s I think we were a test.
Yeah.
Because of all the stuff like we learned, because
it was
all the stuff that we learned through music too. Yeah. I mean, we learned I learned the preamble. Everything. I know the preamble. I can, you know, I learned,
what is that?
We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and prosperity, do ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States of America.
So basically, did I say I was going to watch it for my daughter, or do I need to go back and watch it for myself?
What? Watch it for yourself.
What?
And you know why I caught on to it? Because it was musical. It was musical.
True.
All of that stuff was musical, and I gravitated toward it. And it was easy. Yeah, I'm just a bill. You know, all that stuff was, and it was teaching us.
I promise you, even today, if it's for an hour, I'm gonna put on Schoolhouse Rock and make that a part.
Remember multiplication rock?
Yes.
That's like, I knew all that stuff. Figure 8. You know how do you multiply 8 and how?
Man,
they're creative.
They cared about us then, though. Now it's more about the agenda and more about the breakdown of just, you know, society, families, everything, you know, men, women, whatever it is. It's a whole different agenda. But back then we were protected. If they showed cleavage, it was like, no. You know, I'm just saying, we were protected, we were loved, and they actually wanted to educate us. And they made an effort.
Now it's like,
now it's like whoever's going to take that part from them, they're on top.
I don't like that they just put stuff out there and it's like, dang, aren't you thinking that?
No. Yeah, they are. But they're also thinking that if a young person, an infant child, anybody innocent, open is watching, they definitely have no intention to care, like I said, and protect like they did with us. Now it's like, let's mess them up. We don't care about you. Let's
it's sad because it's like,
let's fund these prisons. What police? What do they call it? It's something funnel or whatever. But yeah, it's a prison. You know, they are funded. It's a whole different mindset. But they don't love us. And if we don't love ourselves, if we don't look out for our children, and you don't make Taylor sing, and I don't teach, you know what I'm saying? All this stuff at home. Not make her.
I know.
But even if it's making her harm, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, learning. I want you to learn this because I want you to sing with me when I get old and rock me.
Because I know, just like with my daughter, I had to have a conversation with her the other day, just because I didn't do certain things. If we're talking about college or whatever, just because you want to drop out or you don't want to do it or you're not interested at that moment doesn't mean it's okay. Or I should just let you. You know?
Just, absolutely.
You know, so we get it. Okay. We're an hour in. We're out. What, 2 more questions?
Sure.
Yay!
And we can always
no, we're going to do part 2. We are, like, seriously. Because, honey, I got baby. Look, let me show y'all. Baby. We right here. We right here.
We can talk all day, Angie.
Oh, of course. Is that, but on film and at your work life, we can't. Okay, I'm going to try to skip down. Pet peeves. Give me 2 of your pet peeves.
Dang, what works my nerves?
You
know, it works my nerves. I mean, this is just when people say axe.
Really? I love the pet peeve question. Seriously?
I don't like the word axe.
So why are you asking me? Why are you asking?
Axing.
Why are you asking?
Yeah.
I'm about to ask you these questions. Yeah? Is that what you're saying?
No, you know people say axe.
I'm about to ask. You hear me how I try to get
See, you're from Portland. You don't know how to say it.
Yeah, I think that's it. And so I had to get out of character. I'm about to ask. What? Wow. Really?
You could
like
even you could
right?
Which one? Scrimp?
Scrimp.
No, that one I do that when I'm playing around.
You're playing around.
But axe, I'm like, where is the X in those 3 letters? ASK. Ask. And I probably was massacring it when asking. I probably saying it wrong, so let me just digress.
Asking.
No, ask.
We ask.
That drives me crazy. And
number 2.
I'm hot. I'm like
your nerves.
I see number 2. I gotta think. Oh, I hate waiting when someone says, "Hey, I'm going to be here," and they are always late. Even when people are always late, because I'm not like.
You're not what?
I'm not always on time, but when people are just all like late, like.
Are you ever trying to be early?
I try.
Today.
Oh. Let me see what my message says when I was trying to be early.
So and how about this? I'm so glad it was you that caused. First of all, what we're talking about is she tried to start this interview 15 minutes early. And I'm thinking like, I was so glad it was you that called. I literally answered the phone. What?
But I asked you.
You asked me.
No, I said I was being funny.
That's what I'm saying. You asked me. Exactly. And what did I say?
You had an attitude. Okay, so my pet peeve is Angie. Angie, you say something to Angie, and she will, let me tell you something. Da 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 da. And I'm like, look, girl,
that's not true. I felt good that it was you. I was happy it was you that called. No one's ever asked to start early. So I was so glad it was you because I was literally able to answer the phone like, what?
Okay, so that's my pet peeve. My pet peeve is when I talk to Angie, she be talking to me like
Tracey,
all that.
Don't say what I'm saying.
I love Angie. So it's like she'll don't be telling me that. I'm like, dang, I be feeling like I'm in trouble, but she's the one that's wrong.
I'm the one that's 10 years younger. I know, but I promise you, like literally today when I got off the phone after being rude. Now I am sorry. But you are, I know, but exactly. However, I was glad it was you because I'm like, no.
See, that's my pet peeve. This one right here. Hold on. Can I point to her? Is this pointing to Angie? No, I love Angie.
Anyway,
She's like my
last
sister as a neighbor. So I don't even trip off of Angie. I kind of go, okay,
yeah,
bye. You get on my nerves.
I would have definitely been more professional if it was somebody
Right.
else.
No, no, pet peeve. I mean, a real pet peeve. I mean, to me, I mean, sometimes I'm late, but I at least call and say, hey, I'll be late.
That's right.
Um, I don't a pet peeve of I don't like when people treat people who have disabilities,
Oh,
they don't give them the benefit of the doubt.
oh,
I don't like that
yeah,
because um yeah, I always look at everybody has their limitations and stuff, and some people
yeah,
have uh, limitations that are even more advanced. But
yeah.
I always think, you know what, just take time and be patient with them, and help them through it if they need it. But I think
Mhm.
sometimes when people are impatient with people, that bugs me because it's like, come on, it's not going to take any more time out of your day just to be kind and just be a little more patient.
But the
Yes, ma'am.
question behind that is, and that can be our last question, is where does that come from, or how? Where did you get that sensitivity from?
Um, growing up, we had a kid in our neighborhood who had cerebral palsy,
Yeah.
and I just loved him. He was the sweetest. He couldn't speak, but there was a joy about him,
Wow.
and I just loved him. His nickname was Pootie, and I don't know what his real name was. Wait, his real name was I forgot what his real name was, but his nickname was his family called him Pootie,
Wow.
and he was the sweetest. I could just visualize his face, and no one treated him mean.
Yeah.
But I've seen instances where people have been kind of
Yeah.
or dismiss them or act like they're not there,
Mm.
kind of thing. I've witnessed that,
Yeah.
and I even work with a guy who's special needs, and sometimes he's a lot because he's a lot of he takes patience, you takes your patience. But
However.
then I think about at the end of the day, you know what? Give him some grace. Just
Yeah.
take time, and then he talks about whatever you want to talk about. But it's just I just have a heart for them, and I had a cousin that was special needs, and
Yeah.
I just think about that when I see people that just don't have the patience. Like, come
Yeah.
on, you're lucky because you don't know
You
what
don't
they're
have
struggling
to.
with.
You don't have to be in the. But that a lot of things in life, in general, and period, is a hard thing. Because
Hmm.
even like you're saying, when you were a child and overbite, buck teeth, or whatever, everybody didn't teach you. It was
Hmm.
certain kids.
Right,
It was certain kids, and who knows what they were going through.
right,
You know,
and that's true. Hurt people, hurt
seriously,
people.
hurt people. Seriously, because a disability, like who's mean or who, well, we get it, or just
Mhm.
even naturally in our hearts. But even for you to feel that way, I don't know if it was Pootie, family
No,
member.
I just remember him. I think he was the first person growing up that I knew that was
Disabled.
severely disabled.
Yeah,
And the reason why I say that is because and I think what I've witnessed is not that people are just like downright mean,
yeah,
but I think sometimes it's the instant and the impatience, and it's
yeah.
like, come on,
Dismissive.
yeah, dismissive. And I'm like, he's a person too, and he has feelings too, and
Yeah,
that's what. So I think about it like, man,
yeah.
can't do
Even
that.
more so, you will want to have an extra heart because, and not pity, not
Mhm.
pity,
No.
but at the same time, not overlook, and definitely
Hmm.
not overlook on purpose. You don't want
Right.
to overlook. For me, I love the underdogs. I same
Yeah.
thing. If it was Down syndrome
Yeah.
or whatever in high
I
school,
root
I
for the
made an
underdogs
effort.
too.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
made an effort to speak to them, to joke with them, to treat them, just like everybody else, whatever. But overall, I think it's the fact of acknowledging people. All
Right.
of us want to be acknowledged, but
Right.
in that
And
case, some people, it's like race. They don't know how to approach it or
mhm.
ever, and so they get overlooked. So yeah,
And real talk, that could be me, that could be our you, it could be a
yeah,
family member. You
yeah.
don't you never know. Something could happen and turn and shift your
Yeah,
whole
see what
world.
you're saying.
And I think it's that being kind
Yeah,
to everybody. I don't know, just
I'm still kind to you. Tracy,
You're
please.
kind to me like a little sister would be. So how about that?
Exactly. I'm kind. No, really.
You said exactly.
I am
I'm
kind.
kind, aren't I?
We here, ain't we?
We hear me.
No,
I
really, I believe about that in life, just being kind and nice. I love to wave to people on the street. I love to speak and hold a conversation, compliment. You look so good. No, seriously, just the people that might
You've
not.
always been like that. You've always been like that.
But guess
And
who
when
that?
you come
Guess
home,
who was like that?
you like the
Who,
Mary
who,
to
was,
come home.
who was like that?
Who?
My
Your mom.
parents.
Your father. And I just one little thing about him. He demonstrated
Mm. Ooh, child.
love
I'm
and
about to cry.
patience and humor and wisdom. That smile,
Man.
I mean, I think about that. I mean, just your parents, I am blessed
Yeah.
to call them my second parents.
Yeah.
They have been with me. I mean, you're gone, your dad is gone. Well,
Yeah.
our dad is gone now,
Basically.
but I just think about the example that they set,
Yeah.
and they just loved everybody, and
Yes.
everybody has something wonderful to say about your parents.
Because they
I
had
don't know
something
anybody that says,
wonderful to say and how they felt about everybody else.
and I just think there's so many, we can go later, but your dad,
He
I
was
could out there mowing the grass with the suit on.
cute.
Always had something funny to say. He was funny.
What about food?
He was funny.
He
Your
cooked.
dad was funny. But
Hilarious.
then he would sing, and then he
Yeah.
was always encouraging.
Yeah.
I mean, both of them. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. They were
I can't
definitely.
even.
They
I
were
could.
peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, I could talk about your parents. I could talk about your parents for a whole hour and been just fine
It's
because I love them, and they were the best of the best. And I
unbelievable.
was blessed to be a part of
Yeah.
this family to experience
Yeah.
what God had for them and how they just poured in
Yeah. Unbelievable.
everybody.
Unbelievable.
Man,
Unbelievable.
John Parker.
You experienced it way more than before I
Did
did.
you hear me? John Parker.
John Parker, exactly. Like seriously. And then
Answering the phone.
my dad, I could kick it more with my dad than my mom. That's
Uh-huh.
why, like I even now that my dad is gone, I asked my mom, like, how can I give to you like I gave to dad? My
Yeah.
dad was cool to take to the wedding and witnessing Stevie Wonder and all that stuff because
He would kick it.
he could kick it. You know what I'm saying? It was never a bad kick it or a whirly kick it.
No,
It
he was
was
kicking
just
it.
yeah.
He liked to hang out. He
He
was a
liked to
your
hang out.
dad was a very gregarious person.
Yes.
See Michael vocabulary there? You see that?
Thesaurus.
And he loved people. I mean, he loved
people.
people. I remember at my dad's funeral, he was there, just his presence.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. John
Party.
Parker was the bomb.
Yeah,
And I am better for knowing
yeah.
him and having him in my life. He
Exactly.
was the bomb. And
Yeah.
your mom
Yeah.
is the bomb. They are
Yeah. But they're rare. They're a
Yeah.
rarity. They together were a rarity. Separately, just as people, a rarity. They walked the walk and talked the talk. They were real Christians. It was no foolishness. We can wear sweatsuits to church. Like Tracy said, it was no judgment. They didn't talk about people. They didn't cuss. It was no drinking, no smoking. It was no.
They were consistent.
They were consistent together, and you don't find that. And I had to really bring myself down to my reality because I'm not my parents, but I would judge myself so harshly being who I was, doing the things that I was doing, coming from people like that because they're like,
there's a standard. A standard.
Were they even setting a standard? They were just doing it.
They were just living the life that they said that they spoke about
together. And when have we seen that again? I mean, no.
Yeah, it's out there, I'm sure, but I saw it. Yeah, I saw it on a daily basis. No. And I always felt welcome. I mean, I'm sorry. I know you're going to end. I always felt welcome. I mean, I just walked in the house. Hey, in his spaghetti. Oh,
Oh yeah. Oh yum.
he was always cooking something. You want to eat?
Always.
Why are you asking me if I want to eat? You know I'm going to eat. Come on, John
Why-
Parker.
That's why I came over.
And
That's
then
why I
and
came
then
over today.
and then the last memory I have when he was alive,
Yeah.
he wanted. I mean, we were at the house. He was laying in his bed,
Yeah.
and we just. I think Jerry was there. We just did some worship
I
songs.
was gonna say it had to be some
Just just
hymns or worship
just for your
songs.
dad.
Yep.
Just for your dad.
Yeah.
And
That was so
he
fun.
he was raising his hand. And it was such a wonderful time. He always just go, come on, give me a little song. He
Yeah.
and then so then when I had the opportunity to sing at his funeral, I felt like, wow,
Yeah. I know.
this
I know.
wow.
I know.
I felt honored
Yeah.
because he honored your mom. They
Yeah.
honored each other. He was such a blessing to so
That's
many. I just whoo.
a vessel. I mean, overall, it's like the respect he had for people. You as a young person didn't have to worry about him doing violating you.
I'll tell you the story about when he came and rescued me and your sister maybe next time.
Oh.
Yeah, there's
No, no, no. Yeah, yeah. We better. It's been
yeah,
a long day.
yeah. You're gonna edit all of this out. You're gonna edit all. Are you gonna edit all this out?
Nope.
Okay.
We don't.
Yeah.
We don't, yeah.
And yeah.
I mean, it's nothing to be edited. That's what I meant. You know, it's nothing.
John Parker came and saved us from me and Sharman doing something we weren't supposed to be doing. We got in trouble, and
Oh,
he had
us
to
too. Me too. Me and Nikki. Me and Nikki.
we shoplifted.
Me and Nikki. And he
We
went
got
to
busted.
the back of the room for theft talk, and he took
He told the people because they called him. He told the people at Meyer Frank, who is still Meyer Frank,
hold us.
to take them to JDH. They need to learn a lesson.
Y'all went to JDH?
We went to JDH. We weren't processed or anything like that, but he said, no, go ahead and take them there because he was doing prison ministry. So they knew him.
Oh, honey.
Take him to JDH and let him sit there for a while.
Oh,
they learned a lesson.
That was happening with me.
Oh, yeah.
My mom had us held where we were, but we sure didn't go to JDH.
Oh, no. John Parker took it to another level. He
really was. You ain't lying. And thank God we called my mom. You ain't lying because he would be like, my mom, you are not lying. My mom, if you wanted something, it would be like, okay. My dad, if I want the same pair of jeans, how much money you got? $14. Give me 11.
Yeah, give me. But he made us sit there.
Ooh.
I think it was like 2 hours, and we were all separated. The story is hilarious. I'll have to tell you later, but just real quick.
No. Okay.
And then he called my grandmother, told her that was going on. She goes, okay, do what you do. And he made us sit there, and we was all blaming each other. You know, it was like the TV show where it wasn't her fault, it was her fault. No, it wasn't her fault, it was her fault. Ooh. And we were all cracking under pressure. And then he came and picked us up.
And then said nothing.
And said, did you learn a lesson?
Yeah, but nothing after that.
Man.
Either you did or you didn't.
I wasn't still in a
ever. Ever. And that didn't even happen. That didn't even happen to me. We were caught at Nordstrom's rack and calling. I called Karen. Karen pretended to be my mom. But my mom saying, thank you, Jesus, connected. They knew, so they let us sit there and I waited until she came. But heck no, my mom wouldn't have did the JDH.
Yeah, but your dad was like, no, they need to go.
Ooh.
They need to feel what it's like to be in this position and remember that. And it was I'm glad it was him because we needed to be taught a lesson.
Y'all did, yeah.
And that was the lesson. Because we could have easily been put in jail or whatever.
Yeah. But no, that was y'all's lesson, and that was enough and right for y'all. And mine, the whole fact of like OMG was enough.
It's like we're in jail.
And the other one, although I already mentioned her name, crying and they like
that was us. We thought we were going to prison. We thought we were going to prison.
I was strategizing. I called my sister. Like,
Okay, so
Mom.
FYI, that strategy, your sister was doing the same thing. She already, please, I ain't worried. She wasn't worried.
See?
Me and the other girl,
ministry children.
me and the other girl were terrified. We thought we were going to die.
And the other, who I was with, they crying. They told her to shut up. Like, she don't have us taken up. But me, I'm strategizing. That's prison ministry. Children that's brought up with the prison, the halfway house stuff. No. But good for him. Okay, we'll cut it off here because it's been a long time since we.
I know. Bye, Angie. I love you.
I love you so much. Thank you. We will continue.
Okay.
And thank you guys for tuning in, and we will talk later. Love you.
All right. Bye.